Ja, vi pratade just om återvinning och vi kommer att hålla oss lite kvar kan man säga på det ämnet. And once again we will switch over to English because we are going to talk to Kollect on Demand. So I would like to give a warm welcome to CEO John O'Connor. Please tell us more about you.
Hi, thanks for having us here today. My name is John O'Connor and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kollect on Demand. So I'll just do a presentation here and then we can do questions. So Kollect on Demand, we're listed 3 years on the NASDAQ First North. And what we do is we operate an online sustainable waste platform for domestic and commercial customers. And we connect commercial and domestic customers with waste operators. I think it's really important to highlight here that the waste industry in Ireland and the UK is not run by municipalities. If you have a waste need in these countries or in other countries like America, you go straight to private waste contractors. So Kollect, what we do is we aggregate supply. So we get customers, commercial customers and domestic customers, and they come onto our booking engine or they contact us through our app, and then we outsource jobs to these third-party suppliers. Kollect has also recently just added home services, which aligns of our business model of acquiring customers through digital channels. And what we do is we manage the relationship. So we're really good at going out, doing digital advertising strategies, getting customers onto our platform. They go through our platform and tell us what their waste need is. We look after the customer journey, the customer payments, and then fulfillment we outsource to our suppliers. So home services ties in really good with what we're currently doing, which is waste, and everyone generates waste. Businesses and households. So we have relationships with all these customers. I suppose Kollect, we operate in a traditional analog industry where it's difficult for our suppliers to build scale online. We're very good at that side of the business. And we also separately run a second waste business, which is the Big Bin, which is physical smart bin compactors on petrol forecourts like Circle K, where people drive to these forecourts with their rubbish and they pay to put their rubbish into the bins. So these are very popular in holiday home areas or where people don't want to pay private waste companies to call to their house or if they have extra rubbish. So that's a little bit about what Kollect is and what we do. As I spoke about earlier, we have recently added these services. So if you're in Ireland and the UK and you've any waste needs, no matter what that is, whether it's to get rid of a couch or a full house clear out, you go to us for your waste needs. But now we've also got that database of customers and that relationship with customers that we now cross-sell garden services, subscription window cleaning, septic tank removal, pressure washing, gutter cleaning. And we'll keep adding these services to our customers who we already have a relationship with. Again, we don't perform any of these activities ourselves. We outsource to the different suppliers that we have at the other side of our platform. So Kollect we use our existing customer base and our digital channels to upsell and cross-sell these services. So for example, a construction company that gets containers off us, those metal containers for construction jobs, now we can cross-sell these other services to them. And if you check our reviews online, we have excellent customer service and people like dealing with us. We make it very simple for them to book. So hence the reason we have keep increasing our product offering to these customers. There's really no additional cost and it's will be a nice revenue stream in the future. These services complement the existing business model. You know, we got fragmented supply. So it's very difficult if you're a homeowner to go, you know, and you have a waste needs to find those waste operators online, or, you know, most waste companies, you ring them or you email them, whereas people like going onto our platform, getting their job, and we look after the whole fulfillment part by outsourcing this. So there's just a picture of our website, you know, home sorted sustainably. So we're very much focused on sustainability. We work with operators who, for example, in our waste, who divert from landfill. And we also are very conscious to aggregate our suppliers in concentrated areas. So there's not, you know, one-off collections going all over the place. So just like I spoke about earlier, about 50% of our business is domestic, and 50% is, nearly 50% is commercial, which is recurring revenue. So we're adding new services is simple for us now. We have that solid base, which we've been investing in for the last few years. So we got a solid front end, customers booking online. But I suppose the biggest investment we've done as a company is in the back end, is in, aggregating supply, building workflows, making it very simple for people or for us to scale the company. So as we add more suppliers, we build workflows, and therefore we can automate as much as possible. So some of the jobs we do are skip bags, junk removal, that's a man in a van service, those metal containers, any waste service that you could potentially want, we can provide, and same with home services now. So that's just a simple drawing of how we work. Kollect's it in the middle. We operate throughout Ireland and in Manchester in the UK. Customers come onto our platform. Customers are business. We're very much focused on commercial. When we launched in Q4 2019, commercial was a small part of our business. I think it was less than 20%, and we've grown that to nearly 50% of our business recurring revenue. So our customers can be a domestic household, or it could be a commercial business like a hotel, apartment complexes, builders. And then they come onto our platform, they book their service, and then we outsource to all these different suppliers that we have. And all that is done now over the last few years, because of our investments, is done seamlessly, and it's a scalable model. So the Kollect flywheel, we get customers onto our platform. The more customers we have on our platform, the more orders we're getting. The more orders we're getting, the more suppliers we can add, the better price we can get from suppliers, the more services we can add. And then, because we're adding all these services, and we've got all these good suppliers that we've already vetted, and we've got good systems in place, that adds to more customer choice, and another reason for customers to keep using us. So it's a perfect flywheel from the customers coming onto the platform, and then all this leads to us adding more and more services, more and more choice, better prices, and then more and more customers month on month. This is a separate business, is the big bin. It's about 20% of our revenue. Those big bins that you see there, those yellow bins, they're physical bins. They sit on petrol forecourts. We're currently operating in 42 sites in Ireland. It's a very good business, high gross margin. Those bins it might be hard to conceive in Sweden how these would work, but like I spoke about earlier, in Ireland and other countries, people pay private waste companies to come to their house. It's about 3,000 SEK per year to get your bins collected, your rubbish collected. And some people prefer just to bring their bags of rubbish. And we take 3 types of rubbish. We take general black bin rubbish, we take recycling rubbish, and we take food waste. So people can come to our big bins, which are on Circle K's and other forecourts in Ireland. They pay online, or they can pay in the shop, or they can tap and pay, and they put their bags of rubbish into the bins. These bins are very solid. They can last 20 years, and it's a good part of our business, and it's unique to us. And we've built all the technology in these bins. We've no direct competitors in this part of the business. So I suppose, like, why do we exist? What's the product market fit? And like I spoke about earlier, the process for connecting with waste partners or household waste services, it's very, even to get window cleaning on subscription, or to get, gardening services in Ireland, it's actually very hard to get trusted, good suppliers. We know this industry. We have relationships with households, because as I spoke about earlier, every household and business generates waste. So we use the waste for building the relationship with the customers, and then we cross-sell our other services. Our online platform places jobs with trusted and vetted suppliers, and we provide like a quick and seamless experience across the industry, I suppose, which lacked good customer service. All our communications the whole way through the journey, from when we get you onto our platform and we require your waste need or your home service need, it's very much a good experience for customers. And again, as I said, we've hundreds, thousands of 5-star reviews of people having had good experience with us. I suppose what are we doing here? Like, what's our vision? We're still a relatively young company, but we're building the go-to platform for connecting individuals and businesses with waste and home service and building services, top quality, pre-screened, independent suppliers. Just to go through how it currently works with regards the operators that are there and with regards ourselves. So the booking process, it's still, we're probably behind Sweden here. It's very much here in Ireland, it's very much done over the phone, or it's done through a poor website. It's a very not good experience for customers, whereas we let customers book any way they want. They can book through Twitter, WhatsApp, do through our online. We've numerous ways for customers to get in contact with us through booking forms. They can do it on social media apps. The fulfillment process is usually waste suppliers. They only have a certain amount of scheduling. So, for example, if someone wants, recurring window cleaning, a waste supplier will only have 2 or 3 slots tomorrow, where we have lots of window cleaning companies we work with, where we can give them different slots to customers. So we have flexibility for the customers. Credibility, as I spoke about earlier, we're a very credible company. Customer service is the backbone. We obsess about it because we understand that once you build a good relationship with customers, they'll keep coming back. Whereas a lot of our competitors are more focused on the job itself rather than the whole customer journey. So it's a big factor for us, and it allows us to keep our customer acquisition costs down and also avoid churn of customers. And then the fulfillment process is customers only have one choice, usually when they go to a supplier. So if they go to a supplier for a home service need, they have to go to one company for a waste need, and then they've got another company for another home service needs. Or if we're dealing with a big construction company, we can now provide them with lots of different services for their building sites. And we're always adding new features. We have a big pipeline of new, adding cement, portaloos, skips, fencing. So we're really building those relationships. And as I spoke about earlier, our initial contact with them is through waste, good customer experience, and then we can cross-sell these other services. So Ireland and Sweden is very different in regards, and Ireland, UK, and Sweden are very different in regards to the waste market. The Irish waste market is totally the polluter pays principle. We have a low level of apartment living, and the suppliers are concentrated regionally. So most people live in homes. Most people have waste needs. They don't go to the municipalities. Municipalities don't have anything to do with waste services or home services. So people have a requirement for these, and more are going online to book these services. So the industry's largely offline. Only about 5% of waste activities and home services, we estimate, are booked online to 15+% of other industries like food, retail are booked online. I suppose our competitors, indirect competitors, don't have the resources to compete, and large players are more concentrated. I suppose we built our platform, as you can see, if you go on to Kollect, is it's very simple, very easy to use, good customer experience, and multiple suppliers give us great coverage to our customers. So the waste industry is worth 10 billion SEK. We have over 100 partners on the Kollect platform. That's actually grown in the last few weeks. We've done more than 1,200 jobs every month. The platform, again, that grows month on month. We've only barely fragmented or barely penetrated the market. The UK market is massive for us, with a total addressable market of 100 billion SEK. So long term, we're very bullish. We're very, I suppose, very much relieved and happy that we've invested so much over the last few years. And it's been a hard-won experience to develop a platform which allows us to expand our service and, become the go-to brand for home services and waste. We're always about the customer experience. And we just want to be that go-to brand and do it do it in the markets where we operate. Obviously, there's a need for what we're doing in countries throughout the world. We're very ambitious, and we like to think we're slowly building a global brand. A lot of people says, why do we list in Sweden? And you can see there, I think that graph shows you perfectly, how much in 2021, how much is raised in Sweden versus how much was raised by Irish VCs and IPO. We go for Swedish market is aligned with our sustainability goals, sophisticated investor base. The NASDAQ branding has been very beneficial to us as we grow the business, especially from a commercial perspective. Just going to the financial information now. So as you can see, we listed in Q4 2019. The orange is non-recurring revenue and the blue is recurring revenue. So that's something we're very proud of. When we first listed, we said we grow recurring revenue. Obviously, that's you build a relationship with the customer and they keep coming back week after week, month after month. So we've sort of had nearly hockey stick growth. When you see there's a few quarters where things have been particularly good. Q3 has been our best month, our best quarter to date, and that's because we're building the brand and we're getting better at what we do. It's hard won experience, I suppose, that has allowed us to keep growing and growing and growing and adding more revenue streams. Our revenue is up 24% in Q3 2022 compared to Q3 2021. Our gross profit has increased by 10%. Our gross margin is between 28 and is 28%. We're always going to be between the 28 and 32%, depending on what service was busier at what time. There's periods where higher margin businesses, we have a blended margin of 28% across all our home services, but there are parts of our business that are very high margin, and some of them we get busier at different quarters depending on the weather and stuff like that. So I think it's important to highlight here, these are from this growth in revenue has been from continuing operations. So we did sell a part of our business, a non-core part of our business in Q1 this year. We sold it for 22 million SEK. So that allowed us to have cash to fuel our growth. And I'll just talk now through the OpEx costs. So our OpEx costs, they're improving while the business grows revenue. So obviously keep growing revenue, keep OpEx costs driving, keeping that's where we would like to be heading. We've invested in back-end technology. So how can we do that? That's through our investment in building a platform that's scalable, less people that needs to manage the back end, the fulfillment, everything's automated. And, our EBITDA improved by 58% in Q3 2022 compared to Q2 2022. Sorry, that's wrong, compared to Q2 2021. Compared to last quarter, apologies. So you can see from the graph the improvement in our OpEx costs. And I suppose we're very much focused on sustainability and doing a good job and, providing our customers with a good, that's what people want now, is to use sustainable platforms and a good experience. And people need to know that, we do the most we can for the environment. We reduce emissions through efficient collections. So again, our operators, we aggregate supply in certain areas. So they're, on a Wednesday, they're doing in a concentrated area. That's less driving around for our operators, less diesel. We partnership with upcyclers. We work with Sustainable Nation Ireland and Climate Kick, and we also offset all carbon collections that our suppliers do. So when our suppliers do jobs, we offset that, so we're carbon neutral. So that's my presentation, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. John, give him a hand, an applause.
Thank you.
So I'll have to say welcome to Sweden.
Thank you.
Let's hope we can help you go big in Ireland.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be great.
And how would you describe the situation for Kollect on Demand for the moment? How are you doing?
Yeah, good, really good. Our business is just over 6 years now. I feel we've we're growing revenue quarter on quarter. So that's the most important thing. And like I spoke about at the end of my slides, is we're definitely a more efficient company. And just really happy with how things are progressing in regards to business.
And why is this the perfect point in time to invest in you? Maybe you just mentioned it, but still.
Yeah, I suppose just our figure, like, stand back and like when I stand back and I look at the chart and like how we listed in Q4 2019, and we said we'd be a high growth company, and I think we fulfilled in that. And we also have at each stage highlighted our focus on growing our commercial recurring side of the business. So we've followed through on that, and it's a huge. The waste industry is a very safe industry, I believe, to be in. It's not recession proof, but it's less impacted like other businesses. And we're one of the innovators in the waste industry, as in we focus on the online side of it, I suppose.
But also, I'm wondering, I mean, we talk about waste, but this is something that we need to, erase from the world map in the coming years. So how hard are you working on closing the loop and actually recycling as much as possible?
Yeah, we're very much focused on that. So we go back to facilities where the majority of the waste. So if someone has an old couch they need to get rid of, or they want to clear out an office, we will feed into the circular economy as much as we can and try and rehouse that waste. Or if we use suppliers, our partners that we use, they might bring that waste back to a facility. We'll always bring that waste back to a facility, in fact, where that waste is repurposed or reused.
Also, you were talking a lot about customer service and how this is a unique selling point for you. But I mean, you're outsourcing the service itself. So how can you control the people coming out to your customers and how you can't really build a company culture with them, I guess. So how do you make sure that they also get a good customer service on site, not just when they're contacting you or booking online?
Yeah, so first of all, I'd ask people to look at our reviews online, because it gives you a good idea of what kind of business we're building. So like I always feel proud of the reviews because of the work our team does. But it's because if you're running, the people will tell you how you're performing. But the way we do it is we manage the whole customer journey until the supplier shows up, and all the supplier has to do is collect the waste. They have no interaction with the customer. So our customers, what they like is the communication the whole way through the journey. They get communicated with the night before that the job's going to be done. They can follow the supplier when he's on the way. They get a text afterwards to see how the job is performed. All this is automated. So people like communication. People like, if they have a bad experience, which has happened in the past, we have systems in place to fix it. So we find customers are okay when things go wrong, which they do, but it's how you fix them afterwards. And you fix them afterwards by allowing them an opportunity to communicate with you. So we try and keep the interaction with the supplier down to minimum, and we do all that communication. And if something goes wrong, we have a plan 1, 2, and 3 to fix this for all our services. Because as I said, we're in this business 6 years now. We understand this, and we understand to keep the communication with the supplier down to minimum. Just let them arrive and do the job. So that's how we sort of have built workflows around all this to make sure that the customer has a great experience.
We also have some audience questions for you. And the first one is, how do you protect your business from potential future competitors? I mean, maybe there are bigger actors in your market with huge muscles for developing things when they realize they should. So how do you think about that?
Yeah, there's always a threat of competitors. My background is the waste industry and home services, and I would know all the traditional players in Ireland and the UK, and I don't think they have the skills to replicate what we're doing. As I said, we're 6 years in the business, and we've had a good team working on it. But there's always that threat. For us, it's just keep going, building the brand and doing a good job for customers, and keep them coming back. So we're very positive about the future. So it's really building the brand. And if you keep doing a good job for your customer time after time after time, you'll maintain those relationships. And also, we're always investing. There's been huge investments in the booking platform. And all that's unique to us, the back-end systems. We've finessed all that over the last few years.
Also, who owns the technology behind the innovative big bin compactors?
So that's our technology. We would have built that over the last few years. It's very actually it's got rain technology in it, and it's got communication technology, contactless and payments and all customer service as well to do with it. So that's our technology, and we built it in-house.
Aha. Also, what's the difference between the Irish and UK business pricing and competitors?
Yeah, so the UK is a pretty competitive market. Again, like we've refined our business in Ireland over the last number of years, and we're in the UK in Manchester. So again, we have created a sort of distinction between us and our competitors by focusing on the customer service and seamless booking service.
Also, I'm wondering, will we ever see any of your services here in Sweden?
Yeah, there's possibility. We're very ambitious. Like COVID, to be honest, COVID sort of we list this, and then COVID happened, and we 2 years of COVID, and everyone wasn't sure what to do. We just hunkered down the business and built tech and kept growing sales. But we're super ambitious, great team with me. And we're definitely open to, we've had a couple of discussions with different people. It's just finding the right product market fit. There's no point going there, when we've got UK, Ireland and other countries. So yeah, over time, we're definitely open to this.
But are there also other countries that have more similar conditions with the UK and Ireland that could be interested for you?
Oh yes, yeah. There's lots of countries and lots of states in America. This business will passport anywhere. Passport to most countries. I suppose we've just been building in stealth, like we've been building over the last couple of years. So yeah, we're definitely looking at other countries.
But how big is the effort to take a step into a new market?
Yeah, there's a lot there to do. And I think as a company and listening to shareholders and investors and the market, and we just want to we're, as you can see there, we're growing revenue, and we're obviously our OPEX costs are going down. So it's a long road, and we're taking our opportunities as they arise.
And we're soon gonna finish this talk, but I want to ask you also, what are your main risks going forward as an investor? That's something you want to know.
Yeah, so the main risks is, I suppose, macro is the, it's the economy, but as I spoke about earlier, waste is a resilient enough industry as well as home services, because those verticals are growing anyway. More people are booking online for home services, so that will offset, any, and obviously the macro. And then as a business, I suppose it's just retaining our key staff. It's the same for every business, I think, globally, is that's holding on to, we have a good team, and just retaining what we have, and really they're the two. Macro would be what happens. I think waste will be less affected, and inside the company, it's staff.
So some challenges going forward, but also huge opportunities. So good luck, John O'Connor and Kollect on Demand.
Thanks for having me on today.
Thank you. And now we're actually, nu ska vi ta en paus helt enkelt. Och så tar vi en kaffe tycker jag, och så är vi tillbaka här på scenen klockan 16. Vi ses strax.